Hello and welcome to my review of the Huawei Mediapad M3. This is a brand new device. It's just been released in September 2016. I guess I have one of the first ones here. And there are no proper reviews out there, at least hardly. So I thought I'd do one myself because reviews help me a lot when I make a buying decision. So I thought maybe I can help somebody out there with his or her buying decision. So this is not my usual profession. Sorry if the production quality isn't up to the standards that you might know from Tech Tablets or Android Authority. I really love those two. I'll do my best. Okay, so we'll be talking about the hardware, the design, the build quality. We'll be talking about the screen. We will not be doing any benchmarks because you can just get those somewhere else. We'll be talking about the software, and we'll be talking about the phone feature because you can make phone calls with this 8.4-inch tablet. So let's have a look at the hardware first. At the top you have an audio jack, 3.5 millimeters. I really don't like the whole idea of audio jacks being at the top of a phone because usually I put it into my pocket that way, and then the audio jack is at the bottom, which is strange somehow. This is one of the two speakers. You have a volume rocker here and a power button, and at the bottom you have a microphone, a micro USB connector, which is a bit strange actually, considering that it's the end of 2016 and Type-C is quite common now, and I would have expected a Type-C on it, but it's okay for me. There's the second loudspeaker, and I can tell you the audio quality is amazing. And here is a micro SD extension slot with you can take up to 64 gigabytes, at least that is what the spec says and what I've tried. I haven't put in my 128 yet. And if you have the LTE version, as I have, then you can put in a nano SIM 2, which I always like and want to have. And the build quality and the design is really, really nice. You have a wonderful metal edge, perfectly cut. At the back you have a metal back, tiny little bit of plastic at the top, which I don't mind at all, and you have a little bit of plastic here, probably for the antennas. So it feels really sturdy and stable. There's no creaking or crunching or any noises if you put pressure on it. It looks absolutely superb, and I must say the build quality is amazing. Until now, I thought the build quality of iPhones is the best, and then it's HTC. But I must say Huawei have really been upping their game, and I'm comparing this to an iPad Pro 2, to a 6S, HTC Ones, and the Mediapad X2, and I must say Huawei is getting better and better, and you will be very happy with the build, at least I am, and it's really nice. The screen is an 8.4-inch screen. It gives you 2560 times 1600 at 359 dpi, and believe me, this video does it no justice whatsoever. The screen is fantastic. It's also one of the main reasons I've bought it. No matter what you do with it, you can watch video, you can look at photos, you can read texts, or with me then lots of emails per day, and it always looks great. You can slam your nose onto the screen, start looking for pixels, and you will not see them. It's really, really great. And Huawei gives you some very nifty ways of using that screen estate, which we'll be getting into very soon. At the bottom we have a fingerprint scanner, and I must say that's one of the first Android fingerprint scanners that I have seen that works really well. It's super fast. It will work 9.5 out of 10 times, and Huawei has done a few very nice things with it because they have they let you swipe over it and you get the application switcher, and you can touch it once for back, and you can touch and hold for home screen. So it's very nice to navigate with it. If you've only got 1.5 hands free at the moment, you can do some basic navigation with it. So that is very nice. Talked about the screen. I've compared it to an iPad Pro 2, which is around about 10-inch device, and that has slightly higher resolution. You don't see much of a difference, and this device is 350 to 400 euros, and the iPad Pro is something around 900 and more. So that's a huge quality that you get for this amount of money. So let's have a look at a few things here. So what I really would like to show is watching videos, not too sure if I get into any DMCA or copyright problems. I'll just start one of the videos here, and the quality of the sound, just put in some kids video, the quality of the sound is really amazing. I'll turn it all up and then you can...
Oh, hello there. I don't see you. But since I have you here, or however many of you there are, have you...
It is clear, very clear, stereo, and you really enjoy using it. Usually, if I compare it to my other tablets and devices, especially to the X2, the Mediapad X2, which is a 7-inch phablet, the sound quality is greatly improved, and I haven't found many other devices that are even comparable sound-wise. So it really does its name justice. It has a superb screen and it has superb audio quality. So if you're using it to consume media, this is one of the best devices that you can get. I'm really, really happy with that. It's huge fun to use, and has some hitches. If I go to the... oh, now it works. Okay, well, sometimes it crashes on the subscriptions tab, sometimes it doesn't. You have to update all the software that's on there, otherwise quite a few things won't be working properly. Okay, so it has a flavor of Android on it, and that is the EMUI, which stands for Emotion UI. So it's not a stock Android. You will see that because it looks a bit different, quite a bit different. The notification tab is different. The options that you have are different, or the way they're set up. You can customize quite a bit. What I really like here is that Huawei gives you some very nice ways of using the screen estate. Because usually, if you have such a huge resolution on a smaller device, things just tend to be big and you don't really see a lot more. So if I'd put my 5.5-inch Jiayu S3 Advanced next to it, or my HTC One next to it, you won't see much more on the big 8.4-inch screen, so you're losing a lot of screen estate. But there are a few very nice ways of switching it and changing it, getting the most out of it. For one, you can under display you can say the font size, say that should be small. So then the fonts get smaller, and you can change the view mode and say you want it much smaller, and it tries to explain it to you. This photo is cut slightly, and this one is above the fold now. So now I have much more estate on the screen. I can see much more than I could usually, and that is absolutely wonderful. Of course, you can try and connect it to your PC and use ADB and change the DPI, but that doesn't seem to work for me at the moment, and there are no routing options at the moment. So I have to live with what Huawei offers me, and that's quite a lot actually. Then there are some very nice other features in here. Huawei allows you to customize a lot concerning themes, coloring, and other features. So that's quite nice. I know that a lot of people complain about EMUI, but I must say, of all the Android skins, it is a bit clumsy. It is a bit well, not complicated, but sort of it gets in your way sometimes. I get that, but otherwise you can do a lot of things with it, and I wouldn't use it as a launcher. I would always use Nova Launcher, so that's okay for me. And you have all kinds of extra options and things to set up. So must say I'm really enjoying this. One thing that I don't like is that the standard keyboard that is set is Huawei Swipe, and that's a keyboard that telephones home and sends some kind of data somewhere, so you shouldn't be putting in passwords with that keyboard. So I switched it to Google Keyboard, and I try to then move backwards and forwards depending on what kind of text I'm putting in and inputs I'm doing. Okay, so you've got 24 gigabytes of free memory on the phone. 22 actually is free, and 25 is the total size. And you can extend that with your memory. Battery life, I've been using it now for quite some time, and I guess you can get something like well, you get more than a full day of heavy usage out of it. Of course, if you're watching videos all day, all the time, you will not. But I had a full day of 12 hours with heavy usage on it, lots of surfing, a few videos, but mainly work, screen on, phone calls, and it's reached 35%. So that is really amazing. I really like that. And all in all, I must say I'm very much enjoying this tablet. What I really don't like is a problem with the phone feature, because you can use it as a standard phone. Okay, so you can have your contacts in here, and you can dial the numbers or search the people, or type in parts of their names to get the names up, and then call them. But the problem is, and you might see it here, there is no loudspeaker for your ear. So the loudspeaker that is used for a phone call is, you've guessed it, that one. So when you're in a phone call, it's like when, if you've got a normal smartphone, it's exactly like when you put the loudspeaker on your phone. So everyone around you can always hear what the other person on the line is talking and saying, simply because it's using the large loudspeaker and the loud loudspeaker up here, and that's not directed into your ear. It's set to quite loud, and even if you take the minimal loudness, people around you will be able to listen to the full conversation. So you have to use it with a headset. I know it's a bit strange. You usually wouldn't. I mean, I've got small hands. I can hardly hold it. You wouldn't want to hold it right to your face and make the phone call with it. But sometimes that might just happen, and then it's impossible to make a phone call with that. That's a bit sad. I usually have a headset connected, so that's not a huge issue, but it's a bit disappointing, let's put it like that. Otherwise, it fits into a pocket actually, which is amazing. I just have standard jeans on, and I can slip it into my pocket. It does bulge a bit, but it can work actually, so it is much more mobile than you'd think it would be, and it's not thick at all, so you can really have it with you, and that amazes me, and it allows you to get so much work done or consume so much media and read. It's really amazing. So I would keep it, you know. In Europe we can send it back after 14 days, within 14 days, with no questions asked. And the phone feature is the only feature that is really disturbing me a bit, so I'm still thinking of maybe sending it back or not. But otherwise, all other things surpassed all my expectations by far. Tech-wise, there's no root for it at the moment. There are some reports on XDA and AndroidForums.com, I think, that people have unlocked the bootloader. That's not too difficult. I use the SRK. I think it's called SRK General Huawei Unlocker, and then you have to pay a few dollars for that and get an unlock. So that's fine. But I haven't managed to get Super SU on it and root it in any way. But I guess because it's so fresh, that's not possible at the moment, at least. And I don't feel like getting into the details and trying to do that all myself. Okay, so I hope this review has helped you. If you're buying it because of the phone feature, beware that it doesn't have a proper loudspeaker for phone calls, only the one at the top. For everyone who wants to use it for media consumption, get it, you will not regret it. And for business users that are looking for a powerful but not too large Android-based tablet, that is very nice too. So all in all, it's an amazing device. I hope I've helped you, and yeah, have fun. Bye bye.